Hey Aries, welcome to your reading. If you're new, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get all the messages I post each month. To my lovely loyal subscribers, welcome back guys. As always, I leave my information in the description box. I'll just add that because I get in a lot of comments asking, but I think I just got used to, you know, all the people who are usually on my channel and forgetting that new people do come. So information for personal readings is in the description box, guys. Okay, so let's see. The Hierophant reversed. In this deck, it's the Wisdom card, okay? Let's see. So challenges. Somebody's experiencing some challenges here. It's like they know the answer but are in their own way. It would kind of feel more like Emperor energy that could be quite stubborn. So this is not somebody who knows that they don't know the answer. They know what they're doing, or they know the answer here. Let's see. Yeah, toxic. Yeah, Five of Swords. Okay. So we see that Devil card 15, but I was brought straight to the 555. So there's changes here coming in. This message is starting out quite quickly, quite bold here. It's saying that, you know, you're dealing with somebody who is in a toxic energy state, and small things, they turn a mountain into a molehill. You know, sorry, they turn a molehill into a mountain there. So if you're seeing 555, this is a major energy shift with challenges and obstacles. So it can seem like you are facing quite a lot of challenges at this time. If you try to speak to somebody, there can be misunderstandings and arguments. There's a lot of toxic energy about, but it is leading you somewhere. So if you keep, it's like the good and the bad here. You know, it's not always a bad thing to argue and stand up for yourself, right? But it's not always a good thing. It's like this battle between good and evil that's happening around you. Challenging energy, but it is bringing change. So it's like going through this last, I say little, but it could seem like a lot of things happening at once. But this will get you that movement forward. So I kind of feel like if you're dealing with, if this is somebody else's energy that you can't talk to them, you can't get through to them, no matter what you say, they know what they're doing is wrong. They know they're the one in the wrong. But this toxic behavior, they won't face that they're wrong. They won't admit it. So it's like somebody who won't admit they're wrong. They'd rather keep the energy toxic because it's kind of what they know. The crazy thing is, while we're going through this journey, a lot of us need to unlearn a lot of toxic behavior that we've learned to get through life and to overcome obstacles. So it's like meeting somebody who has learned to deal with things because they're quite toxic. Sorry, their environment was quite toxic, their home life was quite toxic, so this is how they learn. So it could be that they had narcissistic parents, became a narcissist here, and have brought that into a relationship, so they don't know how to, you know, say, hey, I'm wrong. Okay, how do we fix this? So it becomes a bigger problem than it actually is. So a lot of small problems could end up being bigger problems because this person is a narcissist because of upbringing, had narcissistic parents, or they're self-absorbed, gaslighting and things like that. So they have a lot of toxic energy around them. For some reason, I feel quite, it might be you might be the empath and they're the narcissist, and you're quite empathetic because you understand or you see that point of view, because I feel quite a lot of empathy for this person. Maybe it's you that's, you know, realizing that, you know, I'm a narcissist and I need to sort this out. It's because of things that I've experienced in childhood. I need to unlearn these coping mechanisms or these surviving mechanisms, because, you know, here, like, I learned how to do this to survive and overcome. But now when we're using it for even very small things, it's why it's become quite toxic. So yeah, that's interesting. Especially if it's you. and actually owning that, hey, this is my problem. For example, I'm a self-sabotager. I burn bridges, right? And I've got to, and I used to lead with my ego a lot and serve my ego rather than my ego serve me. I used to lead with my ego a lot, and it got me through things. It got me whatever I wanted, and, you know, helps me to survive and overcome. But then I had to unravel all of that. So if you're doing this with yourself, you know, big up you for being accountable and really, you know, understanding yourself and doing that work and finding that wisdom within you. That's some, you know, strong stuff. Everybody has narcissistic tendencies. Nobody wants to admit it. So if you're doing this, big up you, you know. If you're dealing with somebody like this and maybe you can see that point of view, maybe you've been there before, right? And you can see, hey, I've walked that path. I recognize these steps that you're taking. I understand that it's a protection thing you're doing. You're trying to self, you know, preserve here, but it's quite toxic. That can be quite challenging for you because you're dealing with a narcissist. A lot of people will say narcissists don't change and things like that. I've seen quite a lot of actually narcissists going into treatment and recognizing it. It's very dangerous for those who don't recognize it within themselves. So if this person, I would say they recognize it within themselves, this Hierophant is here, and it's saying they have the wisdom. They're just choosing to delay that coming out. So it could even be like this person's go-to thing is to say, hey, okay, I'm going. I'll leave you for, you know, 5 days and then come back and know that everything's quietened down because you didn't want to lose them and things like that. Or maybe this is what you do, you know, either way, it could be you or the soulmate. It's a general reading. Or it could even be, like I say, it could be parents. We are dealing with the 5th house during 2022. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's, you know, this is parental issues or, you know, things with your own children or your own parents or your own job and things like that. It's really coming to the surface in 2022. We're seeing a lot more people talk about it, right? So let's see here. This person knows what they're doing wrong. They just haven't taken the steps yet to correct it. That's the thing that's going on here. King of Swords. Yeah, so this person could be being quite cold towards you, not talking to you, not communicating with you unless they want to. So it feels like they're gaining some sort of control for themselves, and, you know, they feel empowered by this. It feeds the ego, but really it's, you know, not really helping them. And I feel like maybe you've ascended quite a bit and have this knowledge. So it could be that you've healed from this, or you've dealt with this sort of behavior. So if you went from a narcissistic to parent and then you got into a relationship with a narcissist, you might have, you know, see very clearly what's happening here, and you would need to free yourself from this situation because you see it as a repeating pattern. Even if you love them and they love you, you need to get away from the toxic relationship and work on healing yourself and them healing themselves and making those changes and facing those obstacles, right? It could be that, you know, you're always picking up after this person and they've got quite childish energy, and it'll show, let's say, how they act. If they act childish in an argument or a disagreement, how they act, it would show where their trauma age is. So it could be that they faced a trauma at 5, or you did. And that's something that you need to go back and look at to help you move forward and ascend. Another 5 here. So we're definitely seeing this 555 energy of change, of challenges. 5 of Wands, it's disagreements and arguments over, like I say, 5 of Wands, it's something that we can really overcome quite quickly, but if somebody don't want to, then it's a lose-lose situation, right? Then we find the challenges. We have to really work on it within ourselves first. The 5 of Wands can be arguing with siblings, or this argument you have going on within yourself in your own mind. So you could be even talking to yourself like, what I'm going to say to them, how this argument's going to play out and things like that. This is just showing that major changes are on the horizon. So it's time to get ready. I feel like the things that you're desiring with the devil, once we've overcome these challenges, will come true, will happen for you. It's like the reward once you've done the hard work with the Hierophant and the wisdom card there. So on the other side of this hard work is the reward. So I feel like you should get ready for what it is you desire, because the devil is about desire, and without that first initial desire we can't manifest anything. So, you know, it's about balance, right, between the good and the bad, and the light and the shadow within us. We're not supposed to just cast out the shadow side, we're supposed to recognize it. The star here, major healing underway. So it could be major healing because it's, you know, something very traumatic that happened, and you put it away for years. So it's about unpacking all of that and you know, reliving all of that, because when we relive something, it can affect our physical body the same way as the day it happened. So that's just something to bear in mind, okay? The Page of Swords here, somebody is spying on you. If this is like, if you've met a twin flame and you keep seeing these fives repeating, it's showing that your twin flame is not far away from you. So this could be somebody who is spying on you. So it's saying look around you and things like that, see what's happening, and you know, who's looking where. This person, especially if they're in a toxic energy, just watch out for people who are overly spying. Yeah, the moon, they're hiding something here still from you, and that's because they're being quite cold and distant, but they're still very interested. Deep feelings, deep rooted trauma that they don't know how to deal with the, you know, with what's happening. Two of Swords. So this is very much indecision. Like, I feel so much for you, but I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to tell you about it, because how they learn to cope with trauma is to, you know, retreat within themselves. So go on to the next person, even, you know, until that next person can't deal with them, and then the next person, the next person. It seems like they've reached a point where they can't keep going to a next person. They have to face what's within with the Hierophant here. So indecision, somebody is really thinking about you, spying on you here. They don't really know what to do, but the star's here to help them to move into a time of great healing. There's been a lot of delays on sorting this out in their life. So they could have even had a lot of relationships to try and mask what is happening with them. And now, let's say you meet somebody who you really love, what do, right? You revisit the ghosts of the past, Seven of Swords. It's like they can no longer lie to themselves. So this is lies, deceptions, but the seven, again, challenges in speaking. So swords are thoughts and speech. So challenges in what they want to say to you and how to say it, because maybe they lied in the past, so now they feel like, I'm just going to be viewed as a liar. So this is like, this is my ghost of the past, Seven of Swords. Again, it's to do with how they feel about themselves, low self-esteem. So they have this huge ego on the outside here. This person could have, you know, lied to you all the time, and you're like, I know this person's lying. Why are they lying over stupid things? And I think it's because of this moon connection, these deep feelings that they had, that it's quite scary to them. Let's see, the star, it's like it's manifesting this opportunity for healing, but also a destined meeting here. Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like there's a lot of work to be done on themselves, which could take a long time, right? It's like my post the other day, when we've spent 20 plus years learning something, why do we think we're going to unlearn something in a day? It's about creating new habits and things like that. So this is going to be a huge process, but it comes with it, you know, a lot of growth and a lot of abundance. You'll gain a lot from this process. So for you, this is a period of growth. Even meeting a person like this, learning to recognize patterns that, you know, maybe you don't feel like you deserve better because it came from parents like this. So now we see that indecision there. From your point of view, you're learning to get to know yourself, and work on those things and help yourself to grow here. It's like something in your mind like, hey, I'm not good enough. And it could be, you know, parents or people around you, or the lack of. Six of Wands here. So yeah, you will overcome this spiritual lesson soon. That would indicate you've been going through it for quite a while, and now we see these changes that are about to happen. I would feel like it could be a lot of things condensed into a very small amount of time. Page of Wands now. So this is a new beginning, fresh start here. But it comes at the end of the reading, right? You know, after we've gone through a lot of challenges in a short period of time. So it could be that, you know, you experienced these challenges for a long time, been in a toxic relationship for a long time, lies came out, and now it's having to deal with yourself and deal with the aftermath of that. So this is why you're now, you know, you can't get away from it. This is overcoming this spiritual lesson, but you can't get away from it. True love and gossip. Yeah, you know, you could have been even worried what people were going to say about you, so you stayed in this relationship maybe longer than you should have, right? Or the other side, you're not worried about what people are going to say for you. You're going to go for this true love and do the work that's necessary in order to heal it. Like I say, there's major healing with the Star, but this is something, a spiritual lesson that can be overcome with the Six of Wands. Being still attracted to each other or something like that, or still attracted to that type of energy. I would stay single if that's the case until, you know, you recognize why. Beauty queen. So you could be like, why am I always going for bad girls or bad boys? You know, look deeper at that. See what lives beneath that trigger. Ice queen. So we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here. It does indicate for me sometimes a twin flame reading, but it can indicate as well, like I say, somebody being very cold with how they communicate with you. For some, it will be that, you know, your mother started this off in your life, making you feel not good enough. So then, you know, you've met people over and over, and the universe is trying to get you to recognize this cycle that you're in and understand you deserve better. It's kind of hard if you've always been like around toxic people who want to drag you down, and it's quite unfair, isn't it? Those people wanting you to dim to fit in. But yeah, put distance between you and them, and you'll see that it's not you, it's them. Good luck, guys.